Okay, so I'm a little bit behind, but as promised, here's the video about all of my pregnancy details. So I found out I was pregnant because I had to meet my friend, my photographer, Jody. She had did the pictures for our wedding, and she wanted to meet at the St. Cloud Mall. So I said, okay, sure, yeah, I'm not really doing anything that's not too far away. I can meet you there. So I went to go meet her, and I'd been thinking for a couple days that I should probably take a pregnancy test. I wasn't super concerned about it. I was like, no, it's not that big of a deal. You're not pregnant. Don't worry about it. And I was like, yeah, but I think I might be. And so then I get to Target, and she's still at Walmart doing her Christmas shopping. So I'm going up and down the aisles, and I can't find the pregnancy test. So I call my friend Morgan, and I'm like, okay, I just need you to talk to me because I'm all alone in the Target at the St. Cloud Mall, and I can't find the pregnancy test, and I need to take one, and I'm alone, and I just need you to talk to me for a little bit. So she's like, okay, sure. And so we were talking. I don't even know what we were talking about, but we were talking, and I finally found the pregnancy test, and I was like, should I get the 2 or should I get the 3? And she's like, you better get the 3. So I got the 3 box, and I decided to get the True Blue pregnancy test that like digitally tells you pregnant or not pregnant, and then it will tell you how far along you are. So I go and get in line, and I was like, okay, you really need to stay on the phone with me because I'm at the end of this kind of long line, and there's all these people in front of me with all of their Christmas presents, their last minute Christmas shopping, and here I am with my 3-pack of pregnancy sticks like, Merry Christmas to me, I need to go find out if I'm pregnant. So thank God I got the self-checkout, and I embarrassed and kind of humiliatedly checked out, got my little box, put it in the bag as fast as I could, and then I was like, well, still got quite a bit of time. Well, I guess I have to pee, so I'll just go take this test. So I was like, Morgan, I'll call you back. So I go into the bathroom, I take the test, and it tells you, hey, you should probably wait I think it's 2 to 3 minutes or something. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and that little bugger came back pregnant. It wasn't is that a second line or not because I got the digital one. It was, boom, in letters, pregnant. There was no denying it. And then the little timer comes up, and it's going to tell me, how far along I am, and I start bawling. We had wanted to wait at least another year before starting a family and trying to get pregnant, and Michael was already in Germany, and I was alone. I was literally alone in this Target bathroom stall, and Michael was gone, and I couldn't talk to him. It's a 7-hour time difference, and so I'm freaking out. And I text Morgan, and I was like, it says pregnant. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. Make me stop crying. And then it said 2 to 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, it says 2 to 3 weeks. So I caught it pretty early, and I was like, Morgan, I just really need you to respond right now because I need you to get me to stop crying so I can get out of this bathroom stall, go wash my hands, and get out of this Target bathroom and meet Jody and give her the money so I can go back home and bawl my eyes out. And she didn't respond. And then I get a text from Jody saying, hey, I'm here. And I was like, crap. I was like, okay, Kelsey, you're going to pull yourself together, you're going to stop crying, you're going to go out there, and you're going to pretend everything's okay. So I have this app, Viber, and I was like, okay, maybe I can try and call Michael from it. So I'm trying to call him, and I'm hoping that the noise will wake him up. Turns out he had his phone on silent. So I go out, and I have my phone, I'm like, hey, Jody, here's your money, how you doing? And she's like, I'm good. And I was like, yeah, I'm really sorry about this hassle, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I'm also sorry about my phone. I'm trying to call Michael, the time difference, and I just kind of really need to talk to him. And she's like, okay. And I was trying to smile, and I was trying to, I was like, don't tear up, don't choke up, it's gonna be okay. And then he didn't answer after I called him 3 times. So I called Morgan back, and I was like, why aren't you answering your phone? I'm having a meltdown here. And I was like, I just need to walk out of Target. I need to go. And then I was like, Morgan, I can't find my car. And so, I'm bawling in the middle of winter. My tears are getting ready to freeze. And I'm trying to find my missing car in the parking lot. I can't remember where I parked. And she's like, okay, Kelsey, I'm shopping with some people that we know, and I don't think you want me to say anything in front of them. So she's like, so I hate to do this to you, but I think you should call somebody to help calm you down. And I was like, who am I supposed to call? Michael's not answering his phone. You're busy. There's no one else. And I know that there's tons of people, but there's not a whole lot of people that I really wanted to talk to. And she's like, well, can't you call somebody, who will help talk you down or something, so at least so you can drive home? And I was like, I'll call my mom-in-law. And I was thinking, whenever Michael has, a freak out or, needs to calm down or something, and I can't help him, he calls his mom. So I was like, I'm going to call my mother-in-law. And she's like, okay, yeah, you call your mother-in-law. That's a good idea. And I was like, okay, bye. So I call my mother-in-law, and I'm like trying not to cry. I finally found my car. So I was like, Cindy, and like I couldn't even do it. And she's like, what's up? And I was like, I'm pregnant. And she laughed. My mother-in-law laughed. She's like, what am I gonna do with you two? And I was like, this is not funny. I was like, oh my god, like, this is not funny. This is not a good time. Like, this is not something I wanted to happen. She's like, well, it doesn't really come when you want it to. It just kind of happens. And I was like, I can't handle this right now. Like, I need to drive back to my aunt and uncle's. I can't talk to Michael. And my mother-in-law is really great. Like, she's not the kind of person where, like, she's like, okay, well, you just need to calm down and need to think about this and we'll talk to... No, she's, like, very much, she listens to what you have to say and then she asks you, okay, are you worn out? Like, are you done yet? Are you worn out? Like, have you got it all off your chest? And then, you know, she says supportive things afterwards. She's like, well, she's like, you know, you can do this, like, you guys are married, Michael has a job, you guys have health benefits and this sort of thing, and she's like, you guys can do it. She's like, nobody ever thinks that they're ready, whether it's financially or, like, emotionally ready, and she's like, but they do it all the time. And so that was kind of a big help. And so I drove home to my aunt and uncle's house, and I just kind of couldn't sleep for a while, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, maybe the pregnancy test was wrong. And then I was thinking, no, they tell you, like, you should take it the first time you go pee in the morning because that's when your hormones are the highest. Well, if it took 30 seconds after, like, my last pee of the day when your hormones are, like, supposedly the lowest and it still said positive, like, there's no way it's wrong. I took 2 more the next day, and they both came back positive within 30 seconds. So there was no second guessing that one. I was watching my little cousin Ella from my aunt and uncle, and she had been sick, and my uncle had stayed home to work from home, and after a while, like, I knew I'd been kind of, like, distant and kind of, like, standoffish for a few days. I went over, and I was like, Uncle Eric, I really need to go see Grandma, so is it okay if I leave, and then, you know, it'll just be you and Ella here? And he's like, yeah, that's fine, I don't have any more business calls or meetings or anything today, and I was like, okay. And then because I was about to break out crying, I was like, maybe I should probably tell him what's going on, why I'm being this way. And so I was like, I have something to tell you. And I was like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, here's my positive stick I took 2 minutes ago. And he's like, he jumped out of his chair and he's like, that's great, that's so exciting, gave me a hug. And I was like, no, it's not. And I broke into tears again. And he's like, Kels, let me tell you something. He's like, even on Ella's worst day, even on the most horrible day, he's like, I wouldn't change it for anything. He's like, I love being a dad. And I was like, okay, I guess that helps a little, but, like, it was still hard. And so I went and I told my dad's parents, and then I told my dad later that night, and I came back and I saw my aunt, and I had brought over a bunch of wine, and, like, she likes this Squished Witch wine from the Oz Museum that I get her from Kansas, and she had told me the morning I found out I was pregnant, she's like, I saw your wine on the table, we need to have an intervention. And by intervention, I mean we need to get rid of the evidence. And I was like, sounds great, like, man, after I take this negative pregnancy test, I'm really going to need a glass of wine, maybe a whole bottle. Turns out it was positive. Well, she texted me that day, she's like, look what I won at work, a bottle of wine and glass. Yay! Like, yeah, we're totally gonna drink this wine, it's gonna be great. Well, she came home, and I was gonna go meet my mother-in-law for bingo. So, I was like, oh, Melissa, like, let's pour a glass of wine before I go, like, it'll be totally okay, like, I just had some food, like, I'll be great. So she's like, okay, yeah, let's crack the wine. She's like, I won't let you drink too much because we're both going to be responsible. And I was like, okay. So she poured herself a glass, and I was like, I'll pour mine. So I poured, like, this much into my glass. And it was a pretty small, like, it was a little, like, champagne glass almost. And she's like, she looked at me kind of funny, and I was like, in a minute, this is all you're going to let me have. And I took my sip, and she just kept looking at me funny, and I was like, I'm pregnant. And she goes, oh. And she just kind of, her face dropped. My Uncle Eric had come into the room, and she looks at him, she goes, you're going to be a great uncle. And she thought it was super funny. And then, like, Uncle Eric said something about Grandpa Ken, and then they both laughed, and then Aunt Melissa, like, stopped, and she thought about it, and she goes, I'm going to be a great aunt. It was a really kind of a funny situation. And then I went and played bingo. So my due date. I had a scare, wound up in the ER just to make sure that everything was okay. And they told me that when I went in that I was 7 weeks, 5 days, I believe, or 8 weeks, 5 days, something in 5 days. Anyways, my mom figured it out, and she thinks that my due date is October 21st. It's still probably going to be about 3 or 4 weeks until I get to see an actual doctor here in Germany, because I have to wait for the referral to go through, and I have to go see a German OBGYN, and then I will be giving birth in a German hospital. The baby will have dual citizenship. I will have a shared room with someone else because they're very efficient here and it's cost effective for them, so you don't get your own room. And there's a bunch of other stuff, but that's all you really need to know for now. We're really hoping that it's a boy. Michael and I both really, really want to have a boy. I mean, everybody's like, well, don't you want a healthy baby? I feel like that's just kind of redundant. Like, nobody ever wants an unhealthy baby. You know, everybody's like, oh, I want a healthy baby. I'm like, yeah, I know you want a healthy baby. Do you want a boy or a girl? Like, come on, tell me. I asked you, what are you hoping for? Everybody wants a healthy baby. Nobody ever says, like, I just really hope I have an unhealthy baby. Like, that's not something people wish for. I mean, it's something you get and you love them and you deal with life as it happens. But we want a boy. Yes, I want a healthy baby. 10 fingers, 10 toes, all of that. But if you come to me and you ask me, what do you want? I'm going to tell you, I want a boy. So don't say, don't you want a healthy baby? Yes, I want a healthy baby, but I want a boy. The boy's name so far that we were thinking of is Tristan. And then for a girl, if it's a girl, it'll be named McKenna. Tristan is Tristan, and McKenna is Mkkenna. I guess that's kind of all the details for right now. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, the baby will have dual citizenship for being born here. But because we're Americans, they get to be Americans and German. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think there's any more details. I don't think I really left out anything. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it answered mostly all of your questions.